Gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Comrade! Labor right, them a go down, bong. Them a go down, bong. Them a go down. Is that? Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. We now vote for Labour. Orange we a come out in now. If you love the PNP, who no step out for Marky G. Jamaica just come along with we. People time come, people time come, people time is up.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are. Pledge your allegiance.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Yeah, I say that we are.
We gonna run this town.
Make the trumpets play. Make the trumpets play.
Dear Jamaicans, good night. Una still think that Andrew Holness have sense? So apparently during the budget debate that I didn't watch because I never ever watched them, I just rely on the news afterwards to make my comments. Him said the government is looking to reduce duties on imported food. Then I don't wonder why I say him stupid. It's very apparent that Andrew Holness does not know how import and export works. And even though he likes to sit in Trump's kitchen, like Trump water boy at Mar-a-Lago, him not listen to Trump at all. Because here is Andrew Holness doing the exact opposite that Donald Trump is doing. Donald Trump is increasing tariffs in order to give American companies a competitive edge against foreign companies. While our friend Andrew decides, say, he is going to make it easier to import food, to compete with the producers of food locally. So let us take the farmers, for instance, who farm things like potato and onion and other things that are imported, even chicken, because they're importing chicken and beef and whatever else the food, because you know that farmers here farm these things. What Andrew Holness is saying now is going to make it easier to import these things from overseas, cheaper. Basically making it harder for Jamaican farmers to compete. How can we compete against those big farming businesses in the first world countries like America, for instance? Andrew Holness is intending to drive the final nail in the coffin of food security. And I hope the Jamaican farmers are taking note of this, because really and truly, you wonder, where does did he expect that Jamaican people would rejoice for this? That you're going to reduce? So let us say now you are an onion farmer and you know the onion being imported and you already have a hard time competing with the imported onion. Andrew Holness is going to make that imported onion cheaper. Remember now, you have these excessively high energy costs, extremely high input costs like fertilizer and them things there if you contend with. Not to mention the fact that you have no automation. Them big onion farmers abroad have every kind of equipment to improve efficiency where you don't have access to. And your prime minister just do what? Box the food out of your mouth. Clean. And for those of you selfish brain laborites who actually think that this is a good thing, just remember this. If farming collapses, agriculture collapses, the only thing that we can rely on really and truly is tourism. And everybody know how finicky the tourism is now, considering that USA, UK, and Canada are primary market areas for tourism, all issue travel warning against Jamaica. So we don't even have that industry secure. And now Andrew is frigging around with the agricultural sector. How does this make sense? How does this even begin to make sense to anybody? Me don't know. Me can't maths it out. The maths now maths in my brain. This man thinks that he's brilliant when he's nothing but an idiot. Anyway, I got my bed here because I'm tired. I thank you. I'm going to sell for
food, cannot get transportation, and I cannot even book a flight to come back to Jamaica. Consider using another bank for traveling overseas, because Scotiabank does not have your back and does not have your best interest at heart. Why? January this year, I went to the United States to a friend's wedding, and then I came to Colombia. I've been in Colombia since January. I use my credit card, my Scotiabank credit card, basically for everything. And it was working fine for a little while. And then one day, I am about to take a Uber to go back home, and Uber says my transaction is declined. I find it a little bit weird, but sometimes transactions decline. I realize that I'm getting declines from every app that I have my Scotiabank credit card on. So basically, at this point, I can't do any online transactions. That might be okay for some people, but I need online transactions. I use online transactions for Airbnb, which is my primary way to have somewhere to stay and somewhere to sleep, as well as for Uber, which is the safest way to get transportation where I am, as well as to get food. So I call Scotiabank. Scotiabank says that something is wrong with my card, it's blocked, and that I need to have a maintenance applied to my card. So this is February 27th of this year. The maintenance is applied, and I still cannot use my card for anything. March 5th, I call back again to see if I can get my online transactions working, and my online transactions are still failing. However, this time I do get that my request was resolved from Scotiabank, which is not true. A couple days later, March 14th, I call again, spend another 35 minutes on the phone with Scotiabank, and they do another maintenance, but nothing works. March 17th, I call a contact from Scotiabank, and this is the only time that something has worked for me. They say that my card was flagged from January 21st, and Scotiabank, even though every time I call they ask me for my phone number and for my email address, didn't think they should send anything to me. So that person stays on the call with compliance and security, or whoever they want to be, and finally get something done for me, so I can finally use my credit card. So I said, yes, this is the way. But that lasted for 3 days. My card was blocked again, and that means no access to transportation, no access to food, no access to buy flights to go home. So I decide I'm going to call again, but before I call, guess what? I see 2 fraudulent transactions from my Scotiabank debit card. I do not use my Scotiabank debit card for point of sale transactions because I use my credit card for everything. I also haven't used my Scotiabank debit card this year, so I don't know how all of a sudden I have fraudulent transactions. Anyway, I reached out to Scotiabank because I'm not trying to lose any more money, and Scotiabank said I have to block the card. Fair enough, perfect. But apparently Scotiabank also has to block my entire access to Scotia online. So that solution means I don't have access to a debit card. Online transactions on my credit card are not working, and I can't even see my online accounts. That means I cannot pay my bills, I cannot pay my credit card, I cannot see if there are any more fraudulent transactions on my account, and I cannot even see if I get paid. Okay, so what's the solution, right? The solution is one of 2 things. Either take a quick trip, or I wait 2 months in one location for them to send me a new debit card. 2 months. And mind you, That 2 months means I won't have any access to my Scotiabank online. So no access to see my money, no access to a debit card, no access to a credit card for 2 months. I won't even be able to pay my credit card. But I am absolutely sure if I didn't do that, Scotiabank would charge me interest. So I want to know, why is it that a bank that makes billions of dollars of profit each year can't find a simple solution for a customer who has experienced some form of fraudulent transaction while they're overseas? I just don't think it's good enough that I have to come back to Jamaica or I have to wait for 2 months without any access to my money. It is literally leaving me in a dangerous place because I cannot buy food, I cannot get transportation, and I cannot even book a flight to come back to Jamaica. Now think about it. In a country you don't speak the language. Anyway, I hope this gets to Scotiabank so that I can get some help, and I hope this also serves as a warning to anybody that uses Scotiabank that it is not safe for you to use your bank overseas or to use your cards overseas. So please beware and consider another bank for traveling overseas, because Scotiabank does not have your back and does not have your best.
There is a great uncertainty in the LGBT community and ordinary Jamaicans alike. So I will be meeting with them, don't worry. I will be meeting with them. Listen, don't. Mr. Speaker, there is great uncertainty in the LGBT community and ordinary Jamaicans alike about your promise to review the Buggery Act. The issue is very sensitive, of course, but I'm sure you will agree that more and more Jamaicans are generally discussing the matter, discussing the issue. And I think, Mr. Speaker, a way to finally bring some certainty to it would be to put it to the people. Put it to the people. You ask me what my position is? I am a servant of the people. Put it to the people.
Jamaicans were urged to use their power at the ballots to make their voices heard.
I say to us all this afternoon, get enumerated. Exercise your vote in favor of those who endorse family issues. But first, you have to get enumerated.
The importance of getting enumerated. Now, imagine looking around your constituency, your community, and identifying things that you want changed, but you don't have a say in making those changes. If you get registered to vote today or before March 31st, you'll become eligible to vote by May 31st. So I want to implore you to get on the voters list, get registered so that you can have a meaningful say in the changes that are effected in your constituency.
I practice my ex. Because I want to make sure that my part don't spoil this election day. Long time them labor right there for gone, you know. Them two uncaring, man. Make sure that I mark the ex right there, so. Because I don't want the ballot spoiled. See that ex, yeah? For the teacher, them want to get them pay. You see that ex, yeah? And for the people them want dead pan hospital bench because they never have no bed. You see that ex, yeah? And for the police them want work overtime and can't get them overtime pay. Yeah, man. See that ex, yeah? And for the big salary what the politician them give themselves, and I can't get little salary to the people them. That ex right now, yeah. For the nurse them. They nurse them. Or if you are working long hours and can't get no pay, if you go foreign if you try to survive. You see, oh man, that ex, yeah? This is because that time they didn't take the bulldozer and mash up the house them out of Clifton. You see that ex, yeah? And the arrogance and the dictatorship where they try to run the country under. You see one there right there, so I feel all of the disrespect what they want to come give Jamaican. I make sure I mark my ex properly. Time come for a change. Time come for a better Jamaica.